Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Special guest in the building with us this morning. Guest, I should say, Miss Janelle Monae, and you brought your artist.
That's because you can't pronounce his
Jidenna.
name.
Jidenna.
Oh, okay.
Jidenna.
Janelle Monae. Yes, Jidenna.
good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Namaste, Janelle.
How y'all doing? It's good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Good
I
to
was,
see
I
you
was
again.
stalking your Instagram. I saw you taking yoga. That's why I said namaste.
Thank you.
Yes.
Namaste. Right back.
All right, well, Jidenna, you're from Brooklyn. You're from Flatbush, actually.
He's from
right?
everywhere.
I'm from a lot of places.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not an Army brat, but I was born in Wisconsin, grew up in Nigeria, Boston, California, work in Atlanta, but I live in East Flatbush
That's
now.
confusing.
You look like you came out of a time machine fresh out of the Malcolm X movie, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well,
Absolutely.
explain your look to the people, because you got the thing you got up top is it was like a curl.
The
The
finger
thing
curl.
you got up
Yeah,
top.
I
Look
don't
like
know
you're
what
ready
it's
to run
called.
for office.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
I am.
What is that?
That's a finger curl.
You do that every morning? You finger it?
I have to.
Why did
Wow.
you say it like that?
Cancel,
Wow.
cancel, bro. What's wrong with you?
Not like that. I'm talking about the
Yikes.
curl. The curl.
Absolutely, yeah.
I can't see because it's all screen stuff. Okay.
I mean, the look came out of studying the Jim Crow era, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like we live in the new Jim Crow right now. You know, the media is really catching wind of it, but it's been going on for a long time. So I just studied how men really carried themselves in that era and then formed what we see now.
You even got the pocket watch. Now, let me tell you something. It's hard to pull that off.
Yeah.
You got to be a certain distinctive type of brother, a certain amount of elegance to pull off the
Wow,
pocket.
Charlamagne using
pocket
big
watch.
words. He's not using the N-word. Wow, you're impressed.
He always use big words.
Exactly. Gosh.
Now, what's the classic man? That's your single right now. The classic. What is the classic man?
A classic man is a man who carries himself with dignity, a certain amount of poise, discretion, excellent taste. I meet a lot of classic men. I think you all are classic men as well.
No.
Angela, you included.
Well, I'm not.
You know, I believe that it really is a celebration of integrity, and a lot of the OGs that I grew up admiring really held themselves in a certain regard, especially when I lived in LA. In South Central, a lot of them, you know, they got their chest up like this, button all the way up top. Those are the men that really inspired me.
I took it as classy, but you whoop somebody's ass hearing the song.
Yeah, you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves.
You threw a couple of curses out there to be like, boy, I'm dressed up in a suit, but I will whip your ass.
I mean, that's how it's been. That's how it's been. It's only recently, you know, hip hop era that we started to dress down, if you will.
Right. And
No,
you
that's
dressed
very
like that
true.
as a kid?
As a kid?
Yeah, like as a youngin', you dressed like that as well?
No, definitely not. I wish I could say I did, but I definitely didn't. No, I had my fitted as a kid. I had my Timbs. I had my it wasn't a V-neck back then. You just had a little T-shirt, your jeans.
That's why you shouldn't stereotype people, because you see the guy in Tim's and jeans sagging his pants, and be like, oh, I'm going to stay away from him. But he'd be the soft one, and be the dude in the suit and stomp you out with them hard bottoms.
Right.
Absolutely.
So Charlamagne's calling himself the soft one, and you are the one that's
I'm not saying nothing. I just said you shouldn't stereotype. See, you don't listen all the way through. Now, Janelle,
Well, I'm saying it.
Wonderland Records, that's your own label.
Yes.
What made you want to start
Yes.
your own label?
Well, I mean, I came up from, Puff. Diddy gave me my
Got to talk to the mic.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry, look. Yes. So I'm ready to give back. A lot of people helped me get to where I am. And I've always had my imprint, but we didn't have distribution. And so once I felt like there was a void in having female business people who know talent when they see it, able to see visionary artists and see something remarkable like Jidenna, I wanted to make sure that I was the one leading the way for that.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of time last year just really humbling myself. Like, it would be Jidenna, an artist, a few other artists, and we would literally just sleep on the floor, cook for each other, and just write music and have conversations about the music industry, about minorities, about what was going on, in today, and how we could help. And as I humbled myself, a lot of great opportunities started to come to me.
Now, you said humble yourself. Was you feeling yourself?
Not that.
Okay.
It's just that I've always been a humble person, but you just want to go back to the
Gotcha.
roots. Like, okay, what does this mean? I have great leadership qualities. I'm in a very great place in my career where I'm releasing the music that I want to. I have influence.
Right.
What else can I do? And so I've just been excited about Wonderland Records and what we're going to do
How did you meet
in the
him?
music industry. Actually, I met Jidenna at a masquerade.
I don't believe that. I believe that you were time traveling because you said you like to
You know
time
what?
travel.
And we
You
can
met
we
him
can
in the Jim Crow era.
we can go exactly. You know what? We always have our clones.
Gotcha.
You know, so my clone did most definitely meet him in that Jim Crow era. But no, we really met at a masquerade on the West Coast.
But he invited you, I heard, through MySpace?
Yep, through MySpace.
So
This
all
is when
somebody
I
has to do
first.
to get you to come to their parties and
No,
invite you through MySpace?
I was
Why you still on
performing.
Well, I don't think people
I was
are-
about
yeah.
my business.
Why you
This
still
is-
on MySpace?
That was when I was on MySpace.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah, so I've
yesterday.
known him. I've known Jidenna for years.
Okay.
So when we met at the masquerade, face paint. It was crazy, and we ended up just feeling our kindred spirits and understanding what our purpose was, and we've kept in contact. And when I got into position to help him with his career, I did it.
Now, you've always had the Wonderland Collective, though. Mm-hmm. And so now doing the label, what made you decide, to go with Epic, with L.A. Reid? Did you guys already have a relationship?
Well, L.A. had been a fan of mine for a while, and I had recently reconnected with him at an Outkast show. And so he was just really excited. He pushed me up on stage. He was like, I just, love you, and I want to figure out what we can do together. And when I reached out to him and told him I had something very special group of artists for him to meet, he instantly fell in love, offered us a deal.
This is, because he's L.A. Reid style.
He'll be like, you're
That's-
not leaving the building
That is
until we get this deal
Yeah.
done.
And I
Yeah,
need to know who does
he-
your suits too, young man.
Right.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely. We
not.
do.
He was not playing. He was like, I'm not missing this opportunity to pass up an opportunity to be in business with Janelle Monae.
Now, when you said you first met, were you guys attracted to each other, or was it just because somebody hit you on MySpace and you go to parties, not just, I want to hear his music, no attraction?
Well, I was performing at the party. He was also
okay.
performing. So I was about my business then, and I'm still about my business
There
now.
you go.
Now.
So with that said,
What? I'm just
Nah.
with that
asking.
said, no. With that said,
See, would you have asked that if it was a man who was going to
I
another
was gonna
man
ask him
perform?
if he
Said
was
attracted to
her.
each other.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
I
a
understood
question.
your question.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen, Jidenna is nice looking, and any woman watching this right now, I hope y'all can see that and realize why I did sign him. But most importantly, again, visionary artists, people who have ideas as well as vision. I think that what he's doing right now is going to be something that the music industry and the hip hop industry has not seen. He has a different perspective. His story is very unique, and the way that he tells his stories lyrically as a rapper.
Oh, so you rap?
You didn't hear the
I was
song?
an MC before
So I
anything.
know I haven't heard.
Oh
the
yeah,
record. Okay.
you got to listen to
That's
that.
crazy.
But it seems like you can sing as well from the record. I mean, there's a...
Yeah, I mean that's where hip hop is now, though, right? It's all melodic. So I think that we are at a different phase in hip hop where the old school really did not embrace melody in the way that the new school is embracing it now. So absolutely, I walk that line.
Now I've heard you refer to your music as swanky. That's usually a term reserved for fashion.
Yeah.
So what does swanky mean?
Well, the music is called swank.
Okay.
Swanky means classy and funky. And so I believe swank to be a sound that's really the evolution, the next stage of hip hop. It violates certain rules, like I said, like a full embrace of melody. The culture really is about going to a party dressed to the nines, but then sweating out your dress, sweating out your suit.
Give me some
whatever you
examples.
wear.
But
I'm thinking
singing
Andre
ways.
3000 for some reason. Would he be considered swanky?
Yeah, he's definitely swanky.
Gotcha.
I think Outkast has a lot of that sound that really made you feel that vibe. I feel that there's Pharrell and Jay-Z, especially when they collabed, will make you feel that. So it's not something that comes out of nowhere. I definitely respect everybody that inspired the sound and the culture.
Now, the
also
song
said-
is dope. The song is dope, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate
It's
it.
different. It's nothing like you heard on radio before.
And the
Okay.
video is too.
The video was dope, but did you get nervous at all because it's not like
saw the
anything?
video.
It's not that bounce. It's not that New York, boom bap sound. It's
No,
totally different.
no. We knew it was special. When we wrote it. I mean, we wrote. Jidenna wrote Classic Man. We were there when he was writing it, and the rest, Nana, who's also part of the production team, and Roman, who's another artist on Wonderland Records. When they were writing it, we knew it was special, and that's what we move on. We knew it was remarkable. We knew that we hadn't heard men speaking in that way singing in that way, rapping in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was excited because we were going to be bringing something special.
Seemed like a party all night in the studio. That seemed like that session
It
seemed
was.
fun.
It really was.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, everybody just got in. I mean, we was fixing special drinks for each for each other. We had a good time during the process of writing this music.
Well, working on this EP, I picture like, did y'all all like stay in a house together? I don't know why I picture this, but with Wonderland, I know you said you had to humble yourself and take it back to that, sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Was everybody there together for like months working in the house?
We were. It was in Wonderland, and we, again, literally on the floor. Nobody slept in a bed. We were like, we're gonna take it back to the basics, and it really helped our process. I wasn't in no tuxedo. Nobody was really themselves as the world perceived them to be. When we came into Wonderland, we just stripped that away, and we focused in on the music and the ideas, and really collaborating with each other and not being afraid. Like I will say, this process in writing Ephus has made me a more experimental artist. Like I'm experimenting with new sounds, new ideas, new concepts. I'm not really inspired to repeat anything that I've done. So I'm excited for you guys to hear that too, because
Do you guys
my
like
contribution is
videotape
different.
any of that, or is it super private?
She had us in white tunics on the grass.
Oh God!
To be
We did.
What the hell is a tunic?
We agreed. A tunic? You don't know.
What is
go
that?
on 116th Street. You know what a tunic is.
No, no. What's the tunic?
You know
I
them.
don't know the tunic is.
It's really when everybody was wearing the quadruple XL shirts.
Oh, the long white tees. Got you.
I mean, a tunic is what that was
Right.
trying to be. But we were all dressed in tunics on this in the grass in Wonderland.
Got you.
So we definitely filmed
Because we
it.
didn't feel like, who feels like, you go to bed at 5 a.m. trying to get dressed. It's just like, wear that. Sometimes we didn't bathe. We just we slept in that,
gracious.
got up.
Whoa.
We didn't. We were focused on ideas. We were focused on music. We were really saying, look, if we gonna do this, we got to do it. Don't come in here trying to
Smell
slick your
good.
hair down. Don't.
Why not wash?
Don't do.
Why?
I don't know.
That might mess up
Because we didn't want to wash. We didn't want to wash off the phone. We didn't want to wash that off. We got to keep that. You keep that in the music.
Now, are you ready for the stress of being an executive? Because you've been an artist, and how artists can get disgruntled and like, when my
Sure.
album coming out, I don't
Sure.
want to do it like this.
Sure. I think that I've always known, like, I've known Jidenna. We have a duo named Deep Cotton, Roman, Same Beauty. These have been my friends for a really long time. They've helped with my project. So it's organic, our relationship. And I'm more like, I'm in the music industry. I'm here if you need any questions answered, if you have any concerns. And I just want to also say that it was inspired by a dream that we had. There was a dream that we had that we were swimming to this boat, and
All of y'all collectively had one dream?
all of us.
Wow.
Nate, the producer, brought it to us, and we kept talking about like water. Water kept coming up in our minds, and there was this dream that we had of the artist swimming, and we were all swimming to this boat, and no person was going to be left behind. And this was before I had talked. This was a year before I talked to L.A. Reid. So we were not even thinking about a label deal. We were just saying, as a collective, we wanted to create more water to redefine the creative, the creative waters within the music industry. And so when we got that offer with LA, Then a year later, we went to Mexico and literally had a water experience where all of us were there. We got stung by jellyfish. We were trying to swim. It was a mess.
Really?
Yes, and so the dream kind of happened, and it taught us, there were people who couldn't swim as much as others. They hadn't felt what it felt like to get stung by a jellyfish. We had to put each other on our backs, and like some people were dipping each other down in the water, just trying to help everybody get to land because we all were freaking out.
Now, most
Like, we
people
were
just
freaking
got to
out.
audition to get signed to a label. Your artist got to get stung by
Get stung-
jellyfish
you got to go
and
through it.
baptized.
You got to go through it.
Got you.
Because
It was
that-
harder than
that-
making of the band.
Because one of the things that I had actually I had the opportunity to meet Jimmy Iovine, and I talked to him, and he said, "You guys don't mess up the vibe that you guys have. There are gonna be people who say, oh, such and such, we can do this for you, or you're not doing this right. You should leave them." And that's what happens in the music industry. People want to divide. And those experiences taught us that we came here together. We got to stick together. When you see your brother or sister, off message or just out not remembering what we're doing this for, it's up to you to put them on your back and take them to land. Don't let them drown.
Now, Jidenna, do you get to save money? Because you got an expensive habit over there. Like, sneakers are about
that ain't
$100.
cheap what you wearing, bro.
Them suits are expensive,
Pocket
bro.
watches.
They like, that's an expensive habit.
Your hair alone. And that beard is very well kept, sir.
Thank you. No, it looks a lot more expensive than it is. The style developed from thrift shops and thrifting. I couldn't keep up with the trends. Everybody's spending $60, $70 on T-shirts nowadays.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let me do something else. Go to thrift shops. You see a suit, buy that suit for $5, $10.
Tailored.
You go upstate though,
Yeah.
upstate New York, not here nowadays.
Like Buffalo?
You gotta go up. You should go to Canada if you can.
Gotcha.
You get that
North
suit
Pole.
and you really spend money on the local tailors. You know, a little mom and pop shop, and all of a sudden you've only spent about $50 and you have yourself a new suit. So it looks a lot more expensive than it is. All the suits, the majority of the suits that I wear were designed and styled by Whipple Wiley, who's on my team, and a lot of the pocket squares and the ties were designed by Kateri. So it's predominantly in-house.
Are you a designer?
I am.
Okay.
I co-design. I'm not a stylist,
Gotcha.
but I got style.
Now, is it true that you have a slogan, come in dry and leave wet?
Almost. It's come dry and leave wet.
Why put that kind of pressure on yourself? You should undersell and over-deliver.
Undersell. Lower your expectations, heighten your appreciation.
Right. Well, we have soirees that we host, and at those soirees we have women coming in backless dresses. We have men coming in knickers, and they come dressed to the nines, and they come dry. But we want to make sure you sweat.
Right, have a good time.
Yeah, our generation.
You were thinking
See,
something else.
man, my mind was all
I know where you were. You was in the late night.
I'm like, oh,
He stereotyped
okay.
You was in the 3 a.m.
Yeah,
category of your
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
It's all about our generation really letting loose. And that's
Yeah.
what Wonderland, that's why I'm at Wonderland Records, is because Wonderland's not afraid to let loose. Yeah, you go to a party, everybody turn up for like 2 seconds and laugh, and then check their phone.
Table dance. At the table.
It's and we don't know what it's like. I listen to my sisters, they talking about the 80s, the 70s. My mom talking about the 60s. Everybody used to really actually cut loose.
Yeah.
So that's what come dry, leave wet means.
Well, you said it. The clothes are too expensive now. If I'm going to the thrift shop buying a $50 suit, I'm not afraid to sweat that.
Right, exactly.
Now, in your video, there's a scene where cops are harassing or arresting a young African American.
Right.
And you guys walk up. What does that represent?
It represents what's going on and has been going on in New York City. And
Because you stopped the cop and started talking to the cop during the arrest. I said, man,
yeah.
this going to end bad.
Well, I don't think it ended bad. I hope it didn't end bad in the video. It hasn't ended badly in my life. You know, I've often found friends on the police force. You know, the officers that I think really represent that job to the fullest. I do think it's a very noble and honorable profession, if done righteously.
Right.
I think the issue we're having nowadays is just that the institution has been militarized, and so that we feel that we're occupied. You know, I'm in East Flatbush. I'm hearing the RAD siren, and we're not in Palestine, and I'm feeling it's designed to scare you.
Now, do you think that African Americans, young African Americans, should dress differently? You know, because, you know, when I'm looking at the video, I'm looking at the guy in the video, he has a hood and jeans, baggy, and, you know, and then I look at you walk up. Do you feel that we should dress more respectful and look a little better as young African
So
Americans?
the cop may have been taking you serious simply because you had a suit on.
There's a lot of things you can get away with when you wear a suit. But I don't think that everybody should dress in suits. I think you should dress how you feel comfortable. You know, it's better to walk and carry yourself in whatever makes you feel comfortable. For me, a suit suits me. But for the young Latino and African American boy in the video, and for the ones that I've actually worked with in New York and other cities, they can wear what they want. But people, you should be aware that people are going to perceive you a certain way. But in no way, shape, or form do I think a classic man has to dress in a three-piece suit. It's much more important that you carry yourself. So you can wear a V-neck and jeans and Timbs and a fitted Yankee cap, and you're a classic man. You can wear a mechanic outfit and you can still be a classic man. It has nothing to do with the price of your garment.
Gotcha.
It has everything to do with your character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, do you do yoga with Janelle?
I do. You know, she's taught me some new moves. tree pose. You know, all I knew was the downward dog before.
Yeah.
That was all. I mean,
Everybody's favorite.
that's what got me on.
Have you always been into yoga, Janelle, or is this something new?
For about the last year,
Okay.
I really got into it. It was one of the rituals we did when we were working on EFIS.
Mm-hmm.
We were working on the compilation, and we would get up. Some of us would lead it. I didn't really know anything. I started to do Bikram yoga, and then or Bikram, however you want to pronounce it. But I started to do that, and then recently, when we were doing the project, again, I started to just experiment with different ways to be balanced, and so yoga does balance me a lot, and I saw it as bending and never breaking, and so I just kind of apply that to my life. Like,
I love Bikram yoga, but you gotta shower before you do that.
She just said she don't like to shower.
That's
Or
it.
when she's trying to keep the funk alive.
You said that's stinky when you go. Didn't you say that's stinky when you go?
Yeah, no. Sometimes when
women
I go,
stink.
if the people in there haven't showered, like if it's early in the morning, some people
Yeah.
might roll out of bed and just come.
Yeah, they might
It'll
just
make the
come.
whole room smell terrible. And I can't breathe.
I've smelled that before, but I go in and I have to get what I need. I can't be worrying about them stinking. I got to get my peace of mind.
Now you say you're looking for peace of mind, balance. You say you're looking to
Yeah.
be humbled. Like what did you feel like you needed to change?
I just felt like
Did the
I was.
industry change you a little, maybe?
No, I wouldn't say that. Just as a person, evolution is important to me and evolving.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not learning from my mistakes or too much in my head, if I'm trying to be a leader and try to lead somebody, how can I lead when I'm not balanced? And I think when I knew that I have these leadership qualities, I'm surrounded around Puff, and I have the support of L.A. Reid, and the support of Melody Hobson, who's an investment, an amazing investor and Black woman. And I have the support of all these people. I've met George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. And it's like, okay, I'm a young Black girl from Kansas. I have a clear, big opportunity to move forward and to develop my business and be just as great as these people. I come from, my grandmother was a sharecropper in Aberdeen, Mississippi. So I come from a line of women who have worked hard and built nothing out of something. And so I knew that there was something I can do. So when I got the opportunity to get this label and to lead in the way that I needed to, I knew that I needed to get my mind right for real. Like I wanted to make sure that when I'm feeling low and I need to be more balanced, I have to figure out ways of how to deal with that, because you can get lost in the music industry.
You ever go back to
definitely
Kansas
can.
to find your balance, click your heels, go home?
Click my heels and go home. I wish it was that simple. No, I do. I was just home with my mama, and I had the opportunity to buy her first car.
Oh.
So that was like a huge thing for me last
I
year.
just bought
to
my
be able to
father
do
a
that.
Did you get a
car
Prius?
Did you?
last week.
No, I got her a BMW.
Okay.
Yeah, I saved up, and I was like, I'm gonna do a couple shows, and I'm gonna get my mama a
A
car.
couple of shows you could save up. I would think. Now I've seen you perform several times. It's always been an experience, and you talk about evolving and not wanting to do what you've done previously. So what's going to happen now with the live show? What's going to be different about that? Because it's always been amazing, and people always discuss
Thank
that.
you, babe. We'll see. Like I'm excited with this project that we're putting out, and it's going to be great for the summertime. My contribution again is like I'm just in a space where if you know my music, I experiment with so many different sounds, and when I look to some of my heroes like Michael Jackson, Prince, even Madonna, they never repeated themselves, and they always figured out new ways to shock and to reinvent themselves. And so that's what I'm going to do. We have a song together called Yoga.
Really?
Yes, it's jamming as
Wonder what
hell.
that video's gonna look
Oh,
like.
it's so jamming, and people are not going to be able to. Y'all, when y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, "Oh my God!" I'm not going to give too much away, but just know
What's the
that
song about?
that I'm not yoga.
I'm being sarcastic.
No. It's
Is it about yoga?
it's
Literally?
great. Part party, part ponder.
Huh?
Part party, part ponder.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. It's, and you just have to listen to it. I want you guys to jam to it first, and hopefully you find some things in there that can help you find your way.
How many times have people asked you, speaking of not repeating yourself, how many times have people asked you to take pictures and recreate that Solange wedding photo?
I haven't been asked, and that's my friend. That was a beautiful wedding. Like those two. Alan has directed a lot of my videos, and Solange is a friend as well. And so to even be there, I was
He did the Classic
very
Man
thankful.
video, right?
He did Classic Band. Yep, and he made a cameo. So it's all family. You know, when we get together, we try to make sure that we're creating more opportunities for each
Now, a
other.
lot of legendary artists have embraced you as well, people that you look up to. Who has impressed you the most that you've been like, oh my God, I can't believe this person is, you know, a Janelle Monae fan?
Wow. Woo. We were kind of out. Again, for me, Stevie Wonder, you know, to do that tribute when we did, I think it was a few days after Grammys, that was the one. When he, you know, reached out to me and told me that he had listened to my music and he was singing some of my lyrics, and the president, you know, Michelle, the first lady, Michelle Obama, and the president, I'm like, they are so busy in my mind leading the world.
Right.
But when you realize that your music is reaching the White House and it's in the hands of people who can change this world for better, it is definitely something that I don't take lightly. Because I'm like, if y'all listening to Tightrope, and that song was about balance and about tipping on your haters, and when people try to pull you down, and it's about oppressive people. If they're getting that and they're doing better and doing a better job because of my music, I feel like I have a bigger responsibility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like the president is listening. He could be making decisions and like, you know what? I heard this girl song today. I ain't even going. I'm not even about to push that button. So
Now, some people say, like you have a great career, but some people say Janelle Monae should be a little bigger. Do you feel like why push other artists now when you still could be focusing on yourself?
no, because
That's
this
what makes you bigger.
because this is a movement,
Or
and I can't do it alone. I know that these artists are just as visionary as me. I know something when I see it, because and able to see the things that make me special and preserve those. It allows me to see that in other people.
Gotcha.
And so this is a movement, and I knew that it was important, and I'm glad you even mentioned that. I knew that it was important to get my tribe with me to make sure that when we come in this time, we're not fucking around with y'all.
There you go.
I don't even usually cuss, but I'm about to tell y'all
That's
right
how
now.
serious it is.
No, it's serious.
Right.
It is in terms of black female artists and just black music in general. It's a lot of marginalization that has been happening. And of course, it pisses me off. I was listening to a song that I had done on the Electric Lady. And I was like, man, this song is amazing. What the hell? You know, and I'm just thinking about it's going to take more people to push forward a sound, to push forward ideas that are as big as mine.
I feel
honestly,
like they do
so.
marginalize you. Like they don't know what category to put you in.
You know, and when you think about, I think it'll be great. I think with EFIS, I think with Wonderland Records, I think that this is going to be a time where I think I'm going to go somewhere different this time. And I'm excited about that. I think when I came in, my main focus was my messaging. Just, you know, people look at the black and white and when I wear the tux and, you know, when we wear uniform as like, you know, she's rebelling against, or not rebelling, but she's not trying to conform, but it was all about just being in control as a woman. And I think if everybody was wearing tuxedos, I might be the one that's naked. I just, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where if just because I'm woman, I don't have to go into those stereotypes. But now I'm at the point where I can experiment a little bit more. I think that people know my intentions, and I come in peace, but I mean business.
There you go.
Are you gonna pay your artists fairly? Or are you gonna do them like Puff used to do his artists back in the 90s?
Now, let me tell you, I'm not going to talk about Puff because that's who gave me my start. You know, when I got the label, I went down to Miami and I thanked him.
Right.
Yeah, I flew in just to say thank you, and I left.
And he's always been hands off, kind of letting you do you. It's never
Absolutely.
like he's been like, I gotta
Always supported.
put a little take that on the song.
I never. Puff was. I'm taking the same
I
approach.
just want you to know she swerved a question about paying artists fairly. Just want you to
No, let me
keep
tell
that
you.
in mind.
No, let me tell you what. They are taken care of.
Yeah,
This
we
is
are.
family,
We
and
are.
if they ain't happy, they come. This is not.
How you think I
Janelle.
got this suit?
There you
Exactly.
go.
See,
He
look.
said it was $50.
I give my artist suit, but no, this is more. of a-
Every penny counts.
Yeah, I do want to say this, that I don't flex as I'm the boss, or I don't. We're friends. We love each other. This is a movement. I'm just here to guide. If we're on a boat, I'm captain for a little bit, and I might not be. I might need them to captain me. You know, we're just there to, as any tribe, to uplift each other and to make sure that we don't fall or nobody drowns.
She's the most humble captain. I can speak that. Everything she's saying is genuine right now. I know a lot of people say that, and then behind closed doors, they're not that. Janelle Monae definitely is. So it's been a pleasure to be beside you and really never feel like you were above or below me. You were just always leaving the room for growth, but still a general at the same time.
I mean
that
following a good woman, man.
Honestly.
Let's have a big hug moment right there. That was positive, man.
Well, the EP is coming out next month, or
Yes,
okay.
it's called EFIS, and we were inspired by baseball terminology. If nobody is familiar, I just learned it myself when we were going through it. But baseball terminology of
it's like a slow pitch or
up.
something, right?
It is. It's a game changer, and we're just excited about it. Jidenna is the first with Classic Man. We're getting a lot of support on that. We'll have a song called Yoga coming out soon, as according to our soul clocks, and we have Deep Cotton, Saint Beauty, and we have Roman, and all of these artists write and produce. They're playing their instruments live. I mean, they're getting in their 10,000 hours. They're studying their heroes and realizing, because music has changed. So much music coming out, right? So it's like, get your live performance up, work hard, stay humble, and just take it back to the old days when people were just talented as hell.
Right.
And you're so talented that they got no choice but to see you.
Word.
Like, we see you. You cannot see me now. You cannot not see me right now.
Gotcha.
I'm talented, and I'm here, and I'm remarkable. So
You got everything.
We're
You're
doing
smart,
that.
You're beautiful.
Well,
you got amazing teeth.
Thank you. You have beautiful skin. Let me touch.
Is it dermatologist, baby?
I love it. I love it. Y'all are so. Let me tell y'all are great, and I appreciate you guys coming and just talking to us. And again,
Well, actually, you came to talk to us, but
I know.
Thank you.
Well, it's early in the morning, so my wires just went. No, let me tell you. Look, this is my house. This is my house. Thank y'all for coming to talk to me.
So May 19th is the date. Make sure you pick up the album, and we appreciate you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
Janelle
you.
Monae and Jidenna.
There you go.
Jidenna.
There you go.
Absolutely,
It's the Breakfast
y'all.
Club. Good morning.
Good morning.